Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Leah Cruz, and I'm with Healing Yourself Holistically. And today we are going to go over some healthy, natural ways to lose weight effectively, easily, that these can stick to you long term. You can use them not just the next few months to lose weight, but you can use them as your regular daily diet preference to help you not just lose weight, but maintain the weight loss. All right, so let's talk about healthy weight loss. Now, when I say healthy weight loss, I mean that we're using daily diet and lifestyle practices so that we are losing weight in a healthy way that's not going to have any traumatic effects on our body. Sometimes nowadays, when some of these weight loss programs can be, even though you might get results over time, long term, they can affect your health. For example, let's say the diet pills. These, though they may be effective to you or work quickly, if you take these long term, they could have effects on your body. They could imbalance your hormones, ruin your endocrine system, as well as, because it's a stimulant, you can give over long term heart issues. So we need to be careful with those. Some other forms of weight loss we might see around there is these fad diets that pop up and become really familiar, and everyone gets hooked on them. A lot of these diets, you're restricting your calories, your caloric intake. The amount of food you're eating is very small. The problem with this is you're depriving your body of essential nutrients and vitamins and minerals that your body needs to stay healthy and to feed all the systems of your body. So a lot of times when we're starving ourselves or depriving ourselves of essential foods that our body needs, this can over time cause illness and disease. As well as another one that's very popular right now is the diet shakes, diet snack protein bars and all this. These you have to be careful with because they're trying to keep fat and calorie intakes lighter in these so that you'll have weight loss results. But hidden in those that you might not be aware of is high sugar, high sodium, as well as chemicals and preservatives. So even though we might look at these and say, oh, they're low calorie or low fat, we're getting these high doses of sodium, sugar, as well as chemical toxins in our body. So you really need to be careful. So today I want to go over healthy weight loss, which is just using all natural things that are going to not just help you lose weight and over a short period of time, but also going to help you to keep the weight off and continue this as a natural lifestyle that you can continue to keep and maintain and help you have the weight. So let's take a look. The first step we need to be aware of is any toxins or waste in our body are going to disrupt the natural processes needed in our body to lose weight naturally. There's common things that can cause these toxins in our body that we may or may not be aware of. First of all is a poor diet. This can be anything from manufactured and processed foods, foods that are high in sugars and salts, fried fatty foods, foods with hormones or GMOs, or chemically altered foods. All of these items are going to have toxins or genetically modified things that aren't natural for our body that could be causing toxin buildup over time and may lead to chronic disease and illness. So we need to be careful about poor diet. We need to stick to mostly fresh produce and natural food to be incorporated in our diet. Some other areas that might cause toxins in our bodies are going to be chemicals from beauty products. This can be cleaning products, anything that's around that can come in contact with our skin or be ingested into our body that is not natural, is filled with paraffins, dyes, preservatives, and all these can cause toxin buildup in our body over time. As well as, I'm sure, alcohol, smoking, and drugs is, of course, a no-brainer. We know that these are not good for us, so we need to limit, if not avoid, these altogether. Environmental pollutants, also, we're inhaling. This is another way to get toxins in our body, not just by ingesting or putting them on our skin, but these pollutants we also inhale into our lungs that can cause toxic buildup over time. And another one you might not think of is constipation. Now, this is an issue quite a few people have. a problem with. And a lot of people think that not going every day is a natural thing, but this is not the case at all. When we are not going to the restroom every day, these toxins and waste products that our body is naturally trying to get rid of through our stool daily is being trapped in our body because we're not relieving ourselves daily. And this over time is going to sit in our large intestines and become putrefied, sitting in there 1 or 2 days. And what happens is our large intestines is very permeable. That's its function. And when our stool is sitting in there for more than a day or two, those toxins that our body was trying to excrete are now going to be reabsorbed into our body, which is a big no-no. So we want to make sure that these things that might cause toxins and waste in our body, we're trying to avoid so that we're not having this issue. All right. So let's look at how toxins can have a harmful effect on our body. Toxins can build up and they can start causing issues in our body, such as slowing or stunting our metabolism, causing digestive issues. They can weaken our gut bacteria, which can also cause improper digestion, as mentioned above. And this can be anything from gas, bloating, indigestion, acid reflux, all issues. If you have these issues, it's probably a good sign that you have toxin buildup and a weak or imbalanced digestive system, which is all something that needs to be taken care of before we can healthily have our body lose weight. As well as toxins can cause weight gain in the body, unbalance your hormones, and cause fluid retention. So this is all signs of harmful toxin buildup in our body. As well as these toxins can affect our fat-burning organs that we need to healthily lose weight. These can be your liver, your intestines, kidney, gallbladder, blood, lymph, and adrenal and thyroid glands. All of these we need to properly digest and break down the foods we eat that contain fats and properly process these and then get rid of any unnecessary waste in our body, as well as keep our metabolism strong and healthy. So we need to make sure that we are detoxing our body to make sure that we can't prevent every toxin from not getting into our body. It just happens, from things that we can't control, such as environmental pollutants. We're air we're breathing. There's nothing we can do about it, right? So we need to just make sure that we're doing a regular detox of our body to make sure that we're keeping our body clear of any of these harmful toxins that could build up and cause not just these issues here, but also chronic illness and autoimmunity and all these other harmful health issues in the future. I always recommend we do a detox at least twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. It's definitely very important, especially, a good time would be right after Christmas because we're doing that holiday eating for, pretty much from Halloween till New Year's Eve. We're kind of doing that naughty eating for the most part. So that would be a great time after that to do this daily detox. So this is really important. We need to get these harmful toxins out of our body before we can get our body started on naturally losing weight. The second thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we're balancing our digestion. The way to do that is we need to be eating a healthy diet that consists of fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, dairy, lean meats, nuts, beans, and healthy fats. All these things are the essential foods our body needs, not just to run properly, but to also give the essential vitamins and minerals that our systems in our body need to stay healthy, as well as portion control. This is very important for balancing your digestion. Nowadays, we eat, of course, bigger portions than our body needs. This is also not good because we are more sedentary than ever, especially with the COVID right now. So we're probably eating a lot more calories than we're actually burning daily. As well as if you would like to lose weight, of course, we all know that we need to be burning more than we're consuming. So portion control is a really good habit just in general. And the way to go about this is to only eat until you're satiated or satisfied. Now, this can be tricky because when you eat, your stomach has about a 10 to 15 minute delay to your brain. So you might be eating, and then by the time your tummy tells your brain, okay, I'm full, we're probably finished everything on our plate already and are a little bit over full. And this can be an issue because when we're overeating, putting too much food in our stomach, and we might fill that cavity up, and it needs room to properly churn and digest your food to have healthy natural digestion and breakdowns of fats. But when it's packed all the way to the top with food, this is when we're going to start having improper digestion, gas, bloating, and acid reflux because the food has nowhere to go. So we need to make sure that we're only eating till satiated or satisfied. 2 good tips to accomplish this. First of all, drink an 8-ounce glass of water before you eat your meal. This will actually help fill a little bit of that space in your stomach. That'll give you room to churn and tell your brain quicker when it gets full. The second thing is I like to eat off a small plate or bowl when you're portioning your food, because usually if you have a bigger plate, you kind of like to mentally fill up the plate with food. But when it's a smaller plate, you're filling up the plate with a smaller portion of food, and it's not going to look to your eyes like, oh, I'm only eating a little bit of food, because the food is filling up the plate. So those are 2 really good rules to accomplish portion control a little bit easier. The third is we want to make sure we're eating 3 balanced meals a day. This is very important. Our body needs that sustainable fuel throughout the day, and we need to accomplish this by eating those 3 regular meals a day. Usually when we skip a meal or we're eating a whole bunch of small meals, this is going to do a few things. First of all, we might be depriving ourselves of that energy fuel throughout the day, or vice versa. If we're eating a whole bunch of small meals or overeating, then what's going to happen is we are always spiking our blood sugar levels, which are 2 no-nos when accomplishing good energy, a healthy digestion, and a strong metabolism for weight loss. So we need to make sure we're eating our just 3 balanced meals a day. We're eating till we're satiated. And we need to make sure these meals are going to be packed with protein and healthy fats. These are going to give us sustainable fuel throughout the day, as well as keep our blood sugar stable and give us energy and keep us satiated. So this is very important. The next thing is we want to make sure that we're building good gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria is very important for not just proper digestion, but also your immunity and keeping a lot of other systems running in your body. This we can do very easily by just taking a pre-probiotic supplement. We can also incorporate some fermented foods like kimchi or miso in our diet, as well as maybe drink a kombucha drink or a kefir yogurt drink. All these have those natural prebiotic bugs that are essential for keeping our gut digestion healthy. The fifth one is what I mentioned above, is we need to make sure we're doing that healthy daily elimination. Make sure we're going to the restroom 1 to 2 times minimum a day. If we're not going at all, then we need to do something about it so that we're not keeping that waste locked into our body, so that those toxins aren't reabsorbed into our body. So the way we're going to accomplish that is a few things. You can have a warm glass of water at night. That's a natural way. Of course, we can consume some fiber, some Metamucil. Another thing that I naturally like to do is I like to take a natural supplement called Triphala. This I really like because, as well as being a gentle laxative, it's also going to help balance your digestion and remove other unnecessary toxins from your body. So it's kind of a triple whammy, and just 1 and 2 small pills a night. And you just take them at night with some warm water, go to bed, and in the morning when you wake up, you'll just have a natural and comfortable elimination. It's not gonna, it's not a very aggressive laxative, which is why people like to take it. So that's something we can do to make sure that we're doing that elimination 1 to 2 times every day, as well as keeping proper hydration. Our body needs proper hydration to function all the tissues and systems in our body, but also to keep our digestion healthy and happy. So we need to make sure that we're keeping our digestion balanced. That's the second step to make sure that we're getting to that healthy weight loss goal. All right, let's take a look at next. Next, after we have detoxified our body of any toxins and we've balanced our digestion, now let's start to speed up that metabolism. The metabolism is what's going to help burn some of those unwanted calories and fat. There's 3 methods that I like to use to help ramp up my metabolism and keep it fired up. The first one is a healthy ketogenic diet. Now you might think, oh, I've heard of the ketogenic diet. Why do you call yours the healthy ketogenic diet? For me, I Won't talk bad about the ketogenic diet, but there are a lot of things that the ketogenic diet accomplishes. But in long term, I feel like it's not very good for your health. For example, the ketogenic diet, you can eat, sticks of butter, a pound of bacon, as long as you're getting those fats in your body, you're achieving that ketosis state in your body. But over time, this can cause health issues like a high blood pressure, cholesterol, heart issues from eating all that high saturated fats. So mine, I modified it and call it the healthy ketogenic diet, which is still accomplishing the 75, 25, 5% of the food categories, but we are eating more healthy fats and lean protein so that we're still maintaining health and longevity in the rest of our body, and we can keep this up long term as well. So in the ketogenic diet, the idea is 75% of your foods are going to become from healthy fats, 25 are going to come from lean proteins, and only 5% are going to come from low carb foods. And we're going to try to avoid or limit sugars. The idea, you're going to keep your body in a ketogenic state, which means it's going to pull from your fat storages for energy instead of your glucose storages. And we're going to go over that in a little bit more detail in the next slide. The next thing I like to do to speed up my metabolism is called intermittent fasting. The idea of this is you're eating only in your 8-hour eating window, and then the other 16 hours of the day you're fasting or not eating. This helps because the fasting 16-hour window, your body is not being given food. So you're able to get in that ketosis state again and start burning fat throughout the night. The whole idea why I like it is pretty much in that whole 24-hour window. The feeding window, you're eating a ketogenic diet, so you're in ketosis. And the 16-hour fasting window, you're in ketosis because you're not consuming any calories. So pretty much, if you do these two things properly, you will be burning fat 24 hours a day just by doing that alone. So this is something that's really, really works really well with just the effort of what you're putting in your body and at what time you're putting it in your body. We'll take a look at that a little bit more in detail as well. And the third thing I like to call is intelligent eating. Like I mentioned above, we're not just putting food in our body, we're making sure that we're doing the right foods in our body, and we're eating those 3 balanced meals a day and in proper portions. For breakfast, we want to make sure that that meal is mostly containing high protein. This is important because it's going to keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day, so you're going to have consistent energy, as well as something that's a little bit easier to digest might be preferred because it's the first thing you're putting in your body. Your metabolism isn't ramped up quite because it had just woken up. So something a little bit easier might be more agreeable in your body for breakfast. For lunch, this is when you go all big. This is going to be your largest meal of the day. This is when your metabolism is ramped up. It's been going for quite a few hours. So this is a great time to eat, your larger piece of chicken, steak, protein, as well as full of veggies and some of your fats as well in there, because this is when your body is going to break down your foods the easiest. And dinner, this is going to be a little bit smaller and lighter meal. The idea behind this is usually we eat dinner, then usually we just sit down on the couch or we're doing pretty low activity things. So it doesn't make sense to eat a big meal when we're not really needing those calories the rest of the night. If you eat too big of a meal, it's going to, of course, not be used and be stored as fat in your body overnight. So we want to make sure that we're eating something lighter so that our body can quickly digest it before we go to bed. This will also help our body to be able to do its detox routine at night instead of focusing on digesting whatever big meal you have put in your stomach hours ago. So these are some great tips that are going to help ramp up your metabolism and get that fat burning going all day long. Now let's take a look at what I mentioned above, the ketogenic diet. So if you haven't heard of ketosis, what it is, it's actually a metabolic state in your body where your body uses fat stores for energy because glucose isn't available because either we're fasting or the glucose levels in our body are low. This can come about from either the intermittent fasting process or because the low glucose levels are a result because we're eating very low carbs and no sugars. Those are the two sources of glucose in our body. This is going to allow for our body to start using fat stores instead of the natural glucose, what it usually goes for energy. Ketosis also has other benefits besides weight loss. It improves brain health, decreases insulin sensitivity in the body. It's actually an appetite suppressant, which is really, really good, especially if you're not used to eating smaller portions. The reason behind this is because you're eating a lot of healthy fats and proteins, and these are going to be more sustainable fuel sources. So they're actually going to keep you satiated longer, and you won't have to be eating as much as you're probably used to now. So this is really, really great. As well as ketogenic helps to reduce, of course, fat stores, which is what we're trying to accomplish with this, with the added benefit of reducing triglycerides as well as cholesterol in the body. And the last is it helps fight metabolic disease. So these are all really great benefits of ketosis that we get out of following a ketogenic diet. So the idea below is mentioned. So 75% is going to come from healthy fats. These can be dairy. We're eating dairy. On the ketogenic diet, I like to recommend we're doing all whole milk dairy products. The reason behind this is we're going to get a lot more protein and a lot more healthier fats, which we want in this diet. So the whole yogurt, whole cottage cheese, whole milk is going to actually be a better function in your body. So we want to make sure we're doing that. Whole milk dairy products, nuts, avocados, ghee, oils, and seeds are really good sources. 25% is going to come from lean proteins. This is going to be fish, eggs, lean meat, chicken, and turkey, as well as if you're not a meat eater, the beans will give you that lean protein, as well as the avocados and the seeds and some of the dairy as well from the category above, kind of do a dual function. And only 5% are going to come from our carbohydrates. Now, what I say 5%, usually it's about 20 grams daily max. Now, when we're talking about high carbohydrate foods, such as white bread, white rice, and pasta, 20 grams is only about a half a cup for your whole daily amount. So usually we think that's all I can eat. Well, the way to accomplish the 5% calorie or 5% carbohydrates is to eat low carb foods. These foods have lower carbs, so we can eat a little bit more to get that, stay in that 5% range. Some low carb veggies mentioned below are going to be leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables. Low carb fruit options, berries, melons, and citrus are really good. As well as low carb grains would be oats, brown rice, bulgur wheat. As well as you can add additional fat burning spices to your foods that are going to help keep you in that ketogenic state. These are going to be black pepper, garlic, ginger, turmeric, cumin, and cayenne, just to name a few. If you're interested in a more detailed ketogenic food list, in the comments below, put your email and I'd be happy to send it on over. This is just a brief description. There's actually quite a big selection of foods that you can eat in the ketogenic diet. So you're not depriving yourself. That's not the idea behind ketogenic diet. You actually are eating not as much food as you want, but enough food to keep you fully satiated throughout the day and give you full sustainable energy. It's just coming from different foods. Where normally we're used to eating high carbs and high sugar foods, we're going to get it from the healthy fats and lean proteins instead. This is going to keep your body in that fat burning mode the whole entire day. Let's look at the second concept I talked about. This is the intermittent fasting. I don't know if you've heard of this before, but it's kind of the same idea. Our body is going to start going to that fat storage for fuel because we're depriving it of that low glucose from the fasting. Now, the idea is we're keeping it an 8-hour eating window, and then we're stopping eating, and we're going to go 16 hours of fasting until the next morning when we start our 8-hour eating window again. Now, you might think, the 8 hours isn't a lot of time for me to eat. I don't know if it's manageable. Some people work the 9-to-5 job, which is 8 hours, and they like to eat before they go to work, and then when they come home, they eat dinner. Very understandable. We can stretch this a little bit, maybe to do a 10-hour eating window and a 14-hour fasting. That's very manageable. The main idea is that we're keeping our eating in that manageable eating window. And then after dinner, we're not eating anymore. We're not doing a late night snack or anything like that, because we need to have that full continuous fasting to make sure that our body is staying in ketosis and allowing it to start to burn fuel, fat for fuel. So that's the kind of idea behind this. It's not healthy anyways to be doing late night snacking or anything like that. So this is kind of a way that people naturally should be eating anyways. It also has quite a few other additional benefits besides weight loss. It's going to reduce your insulin sensitivity, reduce diabetes or your maybe pre-diabetes from coming on up in your body, as well as allows your body to eliminate old or dead cells. During this fasting window, our body is not having to digest food that we're putting in our body. So then it can kind of do a clean sweep, kind of detox, reset, reboot of getting rid of all these unnecessary dead cells. So that's another really good benefit of intermittent fasting. As well as our body growth hormone is increased. So these are all really good benefits that are going to come from that intermittent fasting. This is something that's very, very important that I love to discuss, because all the diets I've ever seen, all the blogs I've read, other papers I've read, they never mention the thyroid and adrenal gland when talking about weight loss. But these two organs are essential for weight loss. Both of these control your hormones in your body. Your thyroid is located right here in your throat area. If you press and you do a little swallow, you'll feel it move up and down. That's your thyroid gland. Your thyroid gland is what controls all of your sex hormones in your body. More important for healthy weight loss is it's responsible for sending hormones into the bloodstream that are going to support metabolic function in the body. Now, when this is impaired or weak, your thyroid will eventually start leading to weight gain, water retention, slow metabolism, lethargy, and constipation. And this is only a few of the list of health issues that an imbalanced thyroid will cause in your body. So we need to make sure that we're keeping this healthy and balanced for essential hormones production in your body. The second organ is your adrenal glands. Now, these are located on the top of your kidneys. It's a little gland on top of your kidneys, and these are responsible for controlling your stress or your fight or flight hormones. It's going to be adrenaline, cortisol, epinephrine. These are very important for other things in your body, as well as controlling the effects of stress, but as well as for weight loss, these could support your cortisol and cortisol hormone levels. And these are responsible for regulating your insulin levels essential for weight loss. When these are weak, they can lead to fluctuations in your cortisol levels, which will result in weight gain, fluid retention, and muscle wasting, just to name a few. Now, both of these are linked together. So if one is weak or impaired, the other will be thrown off balance, and both are essential needed for healthy weight loss. So usually when people kind of have, they're doing the diet, they're doing the exercise, but they're still not losing weight and they can't figure out why, it's usually because their thyroid and adrenal glands are weak or imbalanced. And this is very, very common among people. Usually 75 to 80% of people that I work with have these two organs in balance. This is because usually they get thrown off balance from simple things such as chronic stress, poor sleep, weak immunity, if these are something, as well as poor diet. So if these are something that are very common, when I say them out loud to you, it's probably might be an indication that your thyroid and adrenal glands need some self-love. This can be accomplished by proper diet, as well as there's natural herbal supplements you can take to help ensure that these are becoming balanced and supported. I will go over a little bit of those natural herbs if you're interested later on the slideshow, but we want to make sure that I wanted you to become aware of this, because this sometimes is that tiny link in the chain that we're not aware of that can turn your weight loss switch on and off really quickly. So we want to make sure we're supporting the adrenal and thyroid glands. Another thing that really will stunt your weight loss goals is stress. Chronic stress can have a big, big impact on your body just in general. As far as weight loss, it's going to start to imbalance your hormones and your adrenal and thyroid glands, which are going to, of course, affect weight loss, as well as probably you're going to gain weight as well. So we want to make sure that we're reducing stress. Stress can also knock you out of ketosis. So, we're trying to eat that healthy ketogenic diet. We're doing our intermittent fasting. But if we're chronically stressing every day, it's going to keep knocking us out of that ketosis state that we're looking for that natural fat burning. So we want to make sure we're doing some natural stress relieving techniques. This can be anything that works for you. A few I like to do would be breathing exercises, work really, really great. Meditation, exercise and yoga are really good. Being out in nature, hiking and walking, spending time with friends and family, aromatherapy, pressure point massage are all really simple and easy things you can do. If you have other techniques that work well for you, I recommend you doing that as well. We just want to make sure that we're being consciously aware that stress does impact our health as well as our weight loss goals. And we want to make sure that we're trying to limit that. I know it's really hard. We can't control everything around us, stressful situations. The key is that to notice when you're in a stressful situation and kind of do one of these easy techniques to help bring your stress levels down quickly, because that'll drop your cortisol levels. We don't want those to be high or be skyrocketing constantly, because then those are going to weaken your adrenal glands. All right, so let's look at the next one. Exercise. You probably thought, well, of course, we're talking about weight loss. We got to talk about exercise. Exercise is important, but it's not essential. I always recommend exercise because it has a lot of health benefits. Exercise doesn't have to be some crazy CrossFit thing if that's what you're into, but it just needs to be 4 to 5 days of exercise a week for about 30 minutes. Maybe we can amp it up after a while. 45 minutes an hour. But the idea is we're just trying to get some sort of physical activity in there weekly. This is going to help jumpstart your metabolism, release fat burning hormones into your bloodstream, as well as keep your body in ketosis state. All of these are going to help support healthy weight loss and sustain a healthy weight long term. This exercise, you can do anything that works for you. It can be yoga, bike riding, swimming, walking your dog around the block, as long as it's exercise, it's good for your body. And if it involves a little bit of sweating in there, even better, because when we're sweating, our body is burning calories as well. So let's just make sure that we are throwing in a little exercise into the mix as well. Quality of sleep. This is something also that people might not think of will affect their weight loss, but this has a big effect on your weight loss as well. Of course, we want to make sure we're doing that restful 6 hours of sleep every night. This is important because our sleep actually keeps our hormones and cortisol levels down. When these are down, we're going to be getting that weight loss result we're looking for. Now, I know sometimes this is a little bit harder to accomplish. So a few tips that I recommend are down below. First of all, let's try to just get to bed at 10 o'clock at a reasonable time. We're kind of able to start shutting all the stimulus from around us, from our day, to make sure that we're calming our mind and able to get to bed at a good hour. The second thing is let's just turn off electronics or remove any distractions about an hour before bed. This is also going to allow us to kind of calm our minds. That's going to help to get some restful sleep. Audio meditations work really well. This is going to help to calm our busy mind. You can do this laying in bed or listen when you're brushing your teeth, getting ready for bed. But this is something that I really like to do that works really well. The last one is you could just, do a natural sleep aid. This is a very good option. If it is a natural sleep aid, usually it's not having these effects that leave you drowsy or cause other issues, health issues in your body. If you're doing a natural sleep aid, this is really recommended. I make one myself that's hand formulated that works really well with me. And I use it, my family uses it, and all my patients use it. It's called Sleep Calm. Just a blend of natural calming and sedative herbs that you can take, an hour before bed, and it's not going to make you sleepy or knock you out. It's going to make it where it calms your mind so that when you lay down for bed, you're naturally able to fall gently to sleep. as well as you're not going to wake up drowsy in the morning, which is number one. This is kind of a very common thing with over-the-counter sleep aids that you're not going to get from natural sleep aids. As well as I really like about it is if you wake up throughout the night having to use the restroom, or you're a very light sleeper and you wake up from noises throughout the night, this is going to help you to just naturally go back into that restful sleep. So these are some really good tips to make sure that we're getting that quality 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night. This is, of course, going to affect our weight loss journey as well. So you want to keep that in mind. So this is what I like to use with my patients that works really, really well. This is going to take all the techniques we just learned from above and incorporate that in our diet and lifestyle, as well as these hand formulated herbs are just going to give you that additional oomph or jump start to it as well. So included in this is just some hand formulated fat burning supplements. These are natural heating herbs that are going to help increase your metabolism, stomach acid production, and proper food absorption. This is going to make sure that our metabolism is staying high, as well as properly breaking down food so that we're going to absorb all the essential vitamins and nutrients, as well as not having digestive issues. We're properly digesting and excreting our food. And we're going to be taking this before every meal. This is going to make sure that our metabolism is ramped and ready to digest any foods we're putting in our body. The second thing that is included in this is called adrenal and thyroid balance. These are hand formulated herbs that I make that are going to balance both your adrenal and thyroid glands, as well as support your naturally hormone levels in your body. Of course, we know that these are essential for weight loss, so we want to make sure that we're keeping those two organs balanced in our bodies to support that weight loss journey we're going through. These you'll just be taking twice a day to help keep your daily, keep those organs balanced daily. The third is going to be called CCFT. This is just short for cumin, coriander, and fennel. These are natural spices that work really good in aiding for healthy digestion, as well as it also helps detox your body and soothe any inflammation, whether it be in your digestive system or other areas of your body. So this kind of is, a triple whammy as well. I like to do this, make a warm cup of this tea and consume it after each meal. This is going to make sure that whatever I ate, I'm also properly digesting it, as well as balancing my body and making sure that anything that could be causing toxins in my body is being detoxed from my body. So doing this through your meals, the fat burning with the CCFT and doing your healthy ketogenic diet, this is going to make sure your body is staying in ketosis, is not absorbing any extra toxins. Your thyroid and adrenal glands are going to be balanced as well. So these are all going to be supporting that healthy weight loss, which is amazing. Now the triphala, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, that's that natural blend of herbs that's going to make sure that we're naturally having healthy excretion and digestion needed to make sure that for that healthy weight loss, as well as making sure that we're doing that healthy elimination daily, which is essential so that we're keeping our body detoxed. This one, you're just going to take 1 to 2 easy pills at night, and in the morning, you'll be having that natural elimination. The last one I like to throw in there is a firming balm. This balm is really, really good because sometimes, when we're losing weight, especially if we're going to get really good and quick weight loss, sometimes our skin and our body need that kind of adjustment time to kind of adjust to the weight loss. Our firming balm is really good. You're just going to rub the balm anywhere where you have accumulated fat that you want to melt away a little bit quicker. You're just going to take it, rub it on those areas, and what it's going to do is it's going to increase circulation to those areas, as well as kind of loosen up the fat deposits. This is also going to help tighten your loose skin, which is essential because a lot of times you lose weight, you're looking amazing, you have less fat on your body, but sometimes you have that, loose or hanging skin that you might not prefer. So this is going to help if you start this with your weight loss journey. It's going to make sure that your skin is becoming tight, as well as when you're losing the weight, your skin is going to kind of bounce back to be tight and firm. This you can use anywhere. There's those problem areas. I always like to use it on my underarms, my belly, my love handles, and my thighs are really good areas it works really well on. This one, I like to throw in, so you're getting that inner and outer support that is going to help jumpstart that fat burning program. This, of course, included in this is very detailed ketogenic food list. Recipes are included that you can use if you would like to. It has breakfast, lunch, dinner, a little bit of some healthy snacks and desserts in there so that you can keep this ketogenic diet going long term. I promise you, it is the best non-diet you can do. It's more a natural lifestyle. I eat ketogenic diet daily. Gives me sustained energy and helps me my body just naturally keep the weight off. So I love it. As well, included in the informational packet is going to be a daily supplement calendar, directions as well, and then kind of a wrap up of everything that we went over in here, just a little bit more detailed. So if you're interested in this, you can buy the 14-day fat burning jumpstart program at my website, healingyourselfholistically.com. If you're not interested in that, not a problem. You can still take everything we went over above and start incorporating that into your daily diet and lifestyle so that you can get natural and sustainable weight loss. I would love to be with you on your weight loss journey, as well as healing yourself holistically. Would love to be part of it. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, let me know. Otherwise, I wish you all the well on your weight loss journey, and I hope this information was very useful for you. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a good evening.